Hi everyone and welcome to this video. How are you guys doing? How are you with all the energies and the shifts and changes in the physical that we are experiencing now? I wanted to do a video last week, but I did not have much of a voice due to cold, which is one of the things I will be mentioning in this video with the changes that are happening and the clearing and cleansing. So in one of my last videos I talked about a call, and what we have been experiencing since that time into the time we are in currently, and that we will continue experiencing throughout June. It feels like June is really a lot of personal sort of recalibration with the new codes that are coming up in the body, with what is activated in the body, what we are starting to remember, course correcting ourselves, where we feel a new resonance, where we feel things are changing and shifting. In July it feels like there will be more of, like, you can see the changes in the physical, more so than now. They're telling me now to also mention September. It will be an important month, they're saying. So it's all sort of building and preparing in a way for that now. So since this call that went out, and time is not linear, so some people will have felt this just before I mentioned it, some at that time, and some will feel the shifts and changes and this happening a bit in the time coming as well. We're all perceiving the energy and experiencing it a bit different, and it is different from one person to another when it starts, like what is activating and when we start feeling it, when it starts sort of being noticeable for us. Since that time there has been a lot of clearing and cleansing, and that's where the cold I had comes into the picture as well. So there's the physical body will be clearing and cleansing. Some people might have the urge and feel the need to start clearing out, throwing away stuff, giving away stuff, and also clearing and changing old patterns that are no longer serving us, that are no longer aligned with the course our lives are taking, with the resonance, with things that are coming up with this call. And when I call this a call, it's not like you need to have a huge clarity about it. Of course everyone wants to have this clarity, is what our human always wants, but it can be very subtle. So it is all perceived intuitively. It's the urge, it's what you want to move towards, it's what you feel starts aligning. If you feel some doors are closing, maybe they are closing, maybe you're guiding and not being guided another way. So it can be a bit subtle. Also it can be having new experiences, it can be something you did like before that you suddenly aren't liking anymore. It can be in so many areas that we can start noticing the shift that has to do with this call. And so with everything clearing out that is no longer serving us, that has been serving us in the past, so it's nothing bad or wrong about it, but with the direction things are taking, with your own personal path that you're on, there might be things that are not coming with you. So the physical body might need to clear out something. You might want to clear out clutter or throw away things, give things away to others that might need it, things that you don't want anymore, things that no longer feels aligned for you. And as I mentioned with patterns as well, energetically it is very supported now also to come out of any addiction. So if you find yourself in any addictive kind of behavior, which at some level most of us do. It is because we are in this clearing and cleansing now, it is very supported to start coming out of it, moving out of it, start making different changes, because those are some of the old patterns that might not be coming with us. So using that energy for the best is a great way to really get the most out of it now, because sometimes it's so easy to focus on what it might feel heavy about a clearing, what might feel difficult. There might be a lot of grief coming up as well because of the old, either an old version of yourself, an old pattern, something or someone that is moving out of your life. And we might experience the grief because there has been something in our lives that are moving out of it. This is natural, so it's just to feel it and keep moving forward, feeling it through. But it's also, let me just say that they start talking at once now. I'll just tune in. Yes, so they say that it's both a clearing to make space. So they're showing me the cells in the body, and then it's like what is old, like old coding. I can see light codes moving out of the cells. Those are old light codes that are no longer relevant moving forward, and so the physical body will start clearing it out. The same with patterns, with what resonates, what does not resonate. These things might be shifting and changing. As this is moving out, we clear and open for more light. We clear and open for this, so we have the space for the new to be activated, for the new to come online. This can be talents, gifts, this can be new directions in one or several areas of our lives. And it is really about opening the body, because we are going to experience more and more, what can I call that? That our bodies, like the technology in our bodies, are starting to come online. As this is happening, there are things that will need to go. So it's all part of a natural process, but it's quite a big shift with this call. They're chatting a lot now. With masculine and feminine energies, what they're saying is that it's starting to blend more. So we have the feminine energy, you have the masculine energy within each and every one of us. And as we are shifting into a more... So it's a lot of talk about the feminine rising. And it's real important to remember that it's not one rising and the other one staying at one place. So what we will see in society, and what is then happening in the individual first, before we see it in the collective, is the feminine starting to rise. It's the intuition, it's the receptivity, it's the sensitivity, it's that open, caring energy, which is coming up, which is taking more space, which is really being allowed more. As this happens, the masculine energy is still really important. It's still equally important as the feminine energy. It's just that the way the masculine energy plays out is shifting and changing, because the distorted masculine cannot come with us anymore. Neither the distorted feminine, of course. But the way the masculine energy, so the taking action, the outgoing type of energy, the structures, that forward moving energy is going to be really important in the time coming, from what is happening now, which is receiving a lot, which is starting to clear out, and then we're going to start, really everyone needing to use our masculine energy more when we are coming out of this sort of cocoon, or the space we are in right now, and we're moving forward out of that. At some point we're going to start to use our masculine energy in a very different way than we have before. It is equally as important, as I said. The thing is that it's going to be used in a much more divine way. So the expression of that masculine energy within each and every one of us is going to align with our feminine energy. Because the feminine energy, there's been a lot shifting and changing with and developing with the feminine energy. And now the masculine energy is going to be expressed generally. Of course, this is not every single person on this planet, but collectively what we're going to see and experience for many of the population in the world is that it's going to be expressed in a much more divine way. It is going to be that forward moving energy, that taking action, that creating the structures, the groundedness, the solid energy that is the masculine, is going to be expressed in a way that really gives room and holds space for that feminine energy. So being both receptive, being in that, allowing that, and then moving forward with it. So we are starting to experience, and we're starting to practice in much more than before to align and balance these energies, because in the time coming we're going to start taking more action out from this call that has happened. We're going to maybe have new ways of doing something, a new direction in work. Maybe our purpose is becoming more clear, or we're shifting a direction a little bit. For a lot of couples, as I mentioned, there will be either co-creating with other couples, or the couple might start doing more together. There is a lot of coding around the couples currently, which is also a part of the clearing that has happened and is happening, is for the individuals to align better with each other. It's all about embodying more of the light. So the old is being cleared out, we are embodying more light, and as we are embodying this light, new codes are activating within us. Let me just see. They're reminding me of the higher heart. So there has been, over the past couple of weeks, a lot of activation around the higher heart. And both back in February and March, I received messages about this specific time, these dates around right now, that it will be both a month of physical changes on an individual level, and also that it's really important to connect to your throat. The higher heart activating helps the communication, so it helps the flow between the heart and the throat, which is expressing. So we will see that our communication, our ways of communicating might start shifting, because we will have more of an ability to actually talk with love, talk from the heart, talk from that acceptance, the tolerance, the openness from the heart. And with this goes a lot of programming that has been blocking that connection, because we've been running on old programs, on judgments, on belief systems. And it's not like all belief systems will be out of the window tomorrow, but there are more and more, and there's a significant shift happening with that now. That helps clearing, that helps opening the passage between the heart and the throat, so that we actually can express from love, from our hearts, and not in the tight, constricted, controlling way based on the old that our minds often will do. When we come from here, we can use the brain, we can use our mind in a very helpful way, and not in an inhibiting way. So it's a lot about coming back, starting to trust our intuition, starting to trust ourselves, starting to become more, they're saying, sensitive to the subtle shifts and energies within you. So start paying more attention to what you are feeling before you listen to someone else. For example, when you sit down watching this video, you can, before you start watching it, maybe you just take a couple of minutes and you feel into yourself, and you feel into, how do I feel the energies? How my day been, or what do I feel is moving within my body? Because that, or taking everything back to you and start really paying attention to your intuition, you will find that it's becoming more clear than it has been. The intuition is becoming stronger, because we are becoming more light. We are shifting and changing so much. And the more of the old distortions that are falling away, and the more that is being activated, like for example with this call, and there's something in us that will respond to that knows that when this energy is coming, when this is happening, there's things in the body starting activating, shifting and changing. And so there will be maybe new directions, which is then why the masculine energy will now, after disintegration and clearing, the masculine energy within us will start coming and giving direction to what has been occurring. Let me just tune in to see if there's anything more now. Yeah, they're reminding us to go through the changes being empowered. So it's really important when there's something that is challenging that we, so for example, if you're going through some clearing which is difficult for you, or you are letting go of something in your life that isn't felt as negative even maybe, but you know that I have to let this go now. I'm moving into a new chapter. I'm moving into something new that I don't really fully know how it's going to look at. It's the unknown. It's scary, but I know, I feel this, that I have to let go of this. This is no longer going to be a part of my trajectory, and so do that and come back to that empowerment that you're choosing, that you're actually growing into more who you are. You're actually going in the direction of your alignment, what you have planned from a higher perspective. And so it's so easy in those times of clearings and cleansing that we fall into the discomfort of it. And we feel that discomfort, and it's okay that it's uncomfortable if it is. It can be both. It can be super uncomfortable, or it can be just a super release and a relief that something is shifting and moving, and we're having that space. But if you find yourself in that more heavy type of clearing and cleansing, remember that it's for a purpose. Remember that it's actually something happening in your life and in your body, which is taking you to what is currently unknown, but it is in the direction that you are to move. It is guided by you, which is so important which is why it's so important to come back to you, to be in that intuition, to start listening and feeling into those subtle energies. That for some will start being subtle, and for some will be moving from being subtle to be more clear and more easy to feel or hear or know, or whatever way you are perceiving your intuition in. And remember that it can be very different from how someone else is receiving and perceiving their own intuition. We are all different, so just feel into what is your way. Start opening up for it and be in it. It can be new ways as well. If you've been very having a clairvoyance, for example, maybe suddenly now there's something more opening up. If you've been feeling very disconnected, maybe now you will start feeling more connection. But it will move like this. You can have days where you feel nothing because there's a lot of clearing. You maybe can't even connect to your mind, and it's like nothing makes sense, and time is acting weird. It's like no sense of clarity. There's no sense of direction. It's like everything is just confusing and sort of empty. And there can be days where you feel like everything is opening, clearing, and there's more of a sense of some guidance or direction or that connectedness. It will even out. It looks like what they're showing me is like it will move a bit like this from day to day. Don't attach to that. Don't make it about that. That's just a part of it. As the intuition and that sensitivity, that openness, because we are energetic beings and we all have this. So as this is coming more online, it will be experienced different for different people. But very important to stay empowered in you with the changes, not falling into victimhood from it. Or if we fall into that victimhood, we feel it, we be there, and then we pick ourselves out of it. We remember that it's actually a higher reason. There is a shift happening. There is something in my life shifting. And come back to both the feeling of making choices, that it's your free choice. What am I choosing? What do I want? And also the receptivity of what am I being guided to? What is my inner being guiding me to? What feels right? Does it feel like an opening in the chest, like an expansion, or does it feel like a contraction? Feeling into that and starting making choices. So we're starting blending and merging these so that we will move more in a flow state. I hope this is helpful for you guys. Thank you to everyone sharing the videos, liking, and also to everyone commenting. That's really lovely reading your comments. And I know it's also helpful for many others as you're sharing your experiences. So thank you. I wish you all the best, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.